Hey, y'all, listen. Let me move my sweater. Happy Wednesday. I had to get my life together. Happy Wednesday. And how about I get myself together too? Happy Wednesday, y'all. I'm a little discombobulated because I was like, do I want to do this story today? Because it's so sad. It's so heart wrenching. But I figured, you know what? We should delve into it. But when I say sad, I'm talking it's extremely sad. And many of you may have heard about the story. Her name is Mahogany Jackson, and may she rest in peace. So, today on this Trending Topics Wednesday, I titled it Friend or Enemy. Friend or enemy, because sometimes you thinking you got a friend in somebody, and at the end of the day they're your enemy. They really don't like you. They're not rooting for you. They don't want to see nothing good happen to you, for you, or in your life. And you got to be careful. And sometimes our instincts, it tells us a little something. It really does. And we go against our own instinct. We don't trust ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to do this story today. And I'm hoping as we do this story, we can provide each other with some tips on how to stay safe and how to trust yourself and understand that you're good enough. And even if you have to walk physically alone without a whole bunch of friends, you can do this. It's better to have no friends than to have a bunch of people around you that really don't care. So we're going to talk about this Mahogany Jackson. Then I got Usher and Russell Simmons. See, when bad things happen, or you're accused of bad things, or nobody else is on your side, most people run too. We saw it on Married to Medicine, Reunion Part 1. Phaedra said, I ran from Quad, because she said, why would I stay with the Titanic, a sinking ship? But see, a true friend, they don't care if 2,000 people not speaking to you. They will stand up and say, but nah, me and her, we still good. She didn't do nothing to me. So you got Usher, who right now, there are a lot of celebrities that are catching collateral damage as a result of Diddy and his alleged sinister ways. Well, you know what? I could take the ledge off it because everything Cassie said was dark. Dark. So there are a lot of celebrity names that are popping up, surrounded by this darkness of Diddy. So they're collateral damage. Because at this moment, we really don't know if the people that are names are being called out there about things in Diddy, we don't know if it's true or false yet. We don't know. But they're collateral damage. And when everybody is against you and you still have that person that is going to be by your side, you got a friend. So Usher was catching a lot of smoke and heat for being seen in pictures with Russell Simmons, because Russell Simmons has been accused by a lot of people, of inappropriate behavior, the touching, the feeling, the this, the that, the other. And Russell, he said no, he didn't. Then he said his memory ain't right. He's not sure. The people might have remembered the situation different than him. He might have remembered the person saying yes, but they would say no. I don't know. That's what Russell Simmons is saying. So Usher went down there because, there was no trial, no jury. At this particular moment, it's this person word against that person word. Rebel said Russell's lying. He could be. But do you dump your friend if you find out they're a liar? Do you dump your friend if you find out that they made some mistakes? Do you stop loving the person that you have loved for 15, 20 years because you find out that perhaps they did something you do not like? Do you cut them off? It's Mahogany Jackson. Another young lady gone too soon. A Shaquilla Robinson situation on a whole nother level. On a whole nother level. I just can't imagine how 8, 7, 6, 2, 5, whatever people can come together and decide not only are we going to make another person suffer, we're going to film them suffering. And nobody during no part of this had it in their heart to say, okay, come on, stop. Nobody. She had a 3-year-old daughter, Mahogany Jackson. And she rests in peace. And after they did all of that to her, that wasn't enough. They ended off by putting a pow-pow in her head. Who raised these people? Who raised them? That you could be so sinister, so dark. Who? So it's a heavy night, y'all. It's a heavy night. Well, if you can, we're going to have a discussion about it. If you can hang in there, hang in there. We're going to see if we can talk about this and break this thing down. Wicked generation. Wicked. Wicked. And you film it. And the only reason why I'm going to say thank God they filmed it, because you know what? That judge had no mercy. No mercy. Judge said, I will not put these people back on the street to terrorize anybody. So was no speculation. They had some actual footage. The chief of police said he'd never in his, 2 decades, said he never seen something so horrendous. I want everybody out there to know, y'all know I love this particular song. You're more than enough. Don't let anybody treat you less than. Not in the name of a friend. Anybody. Don't let the people treat you less than. You're more than enough. Y'all know what I need in these streets so I can board this train? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. And as I board this train, this is one of my favorite songs. If I had to walk around with a theme song to my life, it's this song by Alicia Moore, You're More Than Enough. We're going to talk about it, guys. I appreciate y'all with the choo-choo.
Forgive me for thinking less of myself. Forgive me for thinking that no one could ever love me. When you've been right here, right by my side, showing me that you would never leave me. I'm more than enough, he told me. More of you, more In time you will see he's all that you need. He has been right there. You've been there. Forgive me for thinking less of myself. Oh, forgive me for thinking that no one could ever love me. When you've been right here, right by my side, oh, showing me that you would never leave me. I'm more than enough, more than enough, he told me, he told me. More of you, he requires more of you. In time you will see, he's all that you need. He has been right there. He's been there. You've been there. I'm sorry, Lord. Please forgive me. I should have seen it sooner. I should have known it sooner. I'm sorry, Lord. Please forgive me. I should have seen it sooner. I should have seen it sooner. Yeah. More than enough, he told me. He told me. More of you, he requires more of you. You are more than enough, he told me. He told me, yeah. More of you, he requires more of you. In time you will see, he's all that you need. He has been right there. He's been there. You've been there. You've been there.
The amount of times we got to hear similar stories. Gonna start out with this Mahogany Jackson. The amount of times we got to hear these type of stories, the sadder it gets. I will never understand what a human being would get out of forcing somebody to do something to them. I don't understand what people are getting out of torturing people. But it's beyond sad. 8 individuals in total have been arrested with doing what they did to Miss Mahogany Jackson. Has a 3-year-old daughter that's not going to get to grow up with a mom. I'm going to go ahead and get you familiar with the story if you're not. And I'm going to interject intermittently between the individual speaking with some news clips and all of that. So hold on one second. I think this is the one I want to show first. So Mahogany Jackson's captors recorded her torture and horrific final moments, the police testify. So Mahogany Jackson is a Birmingham mother held against her will and tortured for hours before she was unalived by a pow to the back of her head, was stripped, handcuffed, beaten, spit on, and forced to perform acts while pow was pointed at her. A detective testified on Monday. The horrifying ordeal was recorded by some of the 8 suspects that are charged in Jackson's unaliving, police testified. 3 of the suspects, Brandon Pope, 24, Francis Ace Harris, 25, and Jeremy Kodak McDowell, 18, are charged with capital unaliving during a first-degree kidnapping and capital M charge during first-degree sodomy. Authorities said Monday that Harris is the suspect they believe fired the fatal pow. A projectile was covered from Jackson's head. Jackson leaves behind a 3-year-old daughter. 5 others are charged with felony unaliving. One is 26, the other one's 23, 2 of them 23, 25, and another 23-year-old. They are also accused of first-degree kidnapping and first-degree sodomy. Additionally, Lewis and Clapp are also charged with second-degree assault for allegedly pistol whipping Jackson. The 3 capital M suspects are being held without bond. The 5 suspects not charged with a capital offense appear Monday before Jefferson County Judge Keisha Davis. After hearing almost 2 hours of chilling testimony, the judge ruled there were no conditions under which the suspects could be released on bond that would keep the community safe or even the suspects safe. The community is outraged, Judge Davis said. Lewis and Green also had their bonds on previous charges revoked. Lewis for discharging a firearm into an occupied building and Green for burglary. Jackson's mother, Gail, was in court for the testimony and visibly distraught throughout the proceedings. Obviously, it was another difficult day for the family hearing that testimony, said Jefferson County District Attorney Danny Carr. We assured them they were going to do the best we can to bring the justice and hold them accountable for the horrific acts perpetrated against Mahogany. This is a marathon, not a sprint, Carr said of the trek toward justice. The investigation began just before 8 a.m. on Sunday, February 25th, when Jackson messaged family members that she was being held hostage in apartment 3 at Serenity Apartments in Southwest Birmingham. She sent her location and told them not to call her, but to call the police. Her body was found in the early morning hours of Monday, February 26th, under a mattress at an illegal dump site in the 1700 block of Laurel Avenue that is known as Dead Man's Road. These people were cruel to the bitter end. Under questioning by Jefferson County Deputy District Attorney Clarissa, Birmingham Homicide Detective Mark Green testified in detail at Monday's Anaya Law's hearing about Jackson's ordeal. Green testifies that as investigators were at the site where Jackson's body was found, a witness contacted police with details and videos of what had taken place. God bless the witness. The witnesses told police Harris told him he pow Jackson and identified all of those involved in Jackson's abduction. There were 5 videos in all, Green said. Most of the videos were recorded by McDowell, though portions of them also videoed by McCall. The abduction began at the McMillan Avenue home of Pope, Green said. Authorities said Jackson arrived at Pope's home Saturday night with several of the suspects, all of whom she knew. One of the videos taken outside Pope's house showed Lewis and McCall stomping and spitting on Jackson. Jackson was on the ground, Green testified, while she was repeatedly assaulted by several of the suspects. At one point, Lewis was straddling Jackson while punching her in the head. The video shows Jackson saying that her attackers had won and to just let her go. In one of the videos, Green testified, Lewis was seen taking off Jackson's shirt.
News we got earlier today in Birmingham, where police say they have made an 8th arrest in the death of Mahogany Jackson. 23-year-old Irana Robinson is charged with murder and kidnapping. Birmingham Police Chief Scott Thurman announced the arrest of 7 other suspects Wednesday night. All are charged with Mahogany Jackson's murder. Her body was found early Monday morning, hours after she had been reported missing by family members. All of the suspects are being held in the Jefferson County Jail without bond tonight.
Unbelievable. Lewis also was video dragging the new Jackson by her hair toward the vehicle. McCall was seen on the video yelling for someone to pop the trunk, Green said. Clapp, he said, was recording at that point. Jackson was then removed to Serenity Apartments where Lewis and McCall were roommates. 4 more videos were recorded there, the detective said. Jackson was then shown being forced to perform acts on the defendant Blair Green. Lewis and McCall, the detective said, were holding Jackson at pow point, forcing her to do said acts. The essay was taking place in McCall's bedroom. Lewis, investigator Green said, was holding the back of Jackson's head, and McCall was holding the gun and recording the assault. Clapp, he said, was also present and urging on the act, telling Jackson she better do it right. McCall, the detective said, threatened something would happen to Jackson if Blair didn't enjoy the act. At one point, McCall made Jackson pull down her pants and told McDowell to essay her. There was no testimony indicating another SA took place. All of the suspects were at Lewis' apartment at the time or another while Jackson was being held against her will. Robinson, Detective Green said, got there not long before the ordeal ended, but was seen on the video getting in Jackson's face and pinning her against the wall. She was reportedly not there during the SA acts. Suspect Green and Clapp had left at that point. Jackson was taken from Lewis' apartment by Pope, Harris, and McDowell, the investigator said. Authorities believe she was then fatally unalive shortly after sending the help messages to her family. After they left, Lewis, McCall, and Robinson said they went to pick up Robinson's children. When initially questioned by police, Lewis and McCall denied any knowledge of the incident. They changed their statements after being shown the videos, Green testified. Attorneys for the 5 felony murder suspects attempted to lessen their client's culpability in the crimes. Suspect Green attorney said his client did not touch or harm Jackson while she was being forced to perform acts. Some of the other attorneys admitted their clients may have participated in the assaults but were not present when Jackson was unalive. The detective testified at least 2 statements being made throughout Jackson's captivity, alluding to her going to be unalive, including that Jackson was fitting to leave this earth. This was a horrific attack against Ms. Jackson. She was subjected for a period of time. There's really no other way to say it. Torture, which ultimately led to her unaliving. The nature of these offenses were horrific. And I told you that I want to say the deputy, he said, or the captain, he said he in his whole time, he'd never seen anything like it. In my opinion, your thoughts?
This is horrible. It was horrible to watch the video. I don't know how people could disseminate the video around even after seeing it. You can't trust nobody. I just hope that y'all keep y'all kids safe and let them know that you can't trust friends neither, because people that call you their friends one minute and then they be trying to take you out of here the next minute. The only person you can trust on is God. And so
I appreciate you. In my opinion, let me just. I'm coming to you, Katrina. Give me 1 second. Okay.
oh, and check your email for the other one.
Okay, I will. Is this the one I want? Yes, it is. Okay, let me share this screen. I hate when it does that.
Who worked tirelessly for many days and for very long hours to bring resolution to this particular case and get these individuals off the streets of Birmingham. And I also want to highlight the assistance of the citizens of Birmingham who came forward and gave us information that led to the arrest of these individuals. I can't thank them enough.
Chief, can you tell us how long Mahogany was held hostage and tortured, and do you have a possible motive?
I will say that all of these individuals were acquaintances, that they were not strangers to one another. As far as an exact time on how long she was held, I don't have that information.
And do you have a potential motive?
I would just say they're all acquaintances with one another.
I know on early Monday morning, you all went out there with the family to go look for her. What happened during that time? Were you all able to find her, or clearly not at that moment, but what happened? How did you?
Well, Monday's when we found her body. Sunday's when we got the information about the fact that she had been kidnapped and began a search to try to locate her. It was in the early hours of Monday morning that we received information that led us to where her body was, so we were able to recover and begin a homicide investigation.
So in no way you all made it to the apartment complex that was in question?
We had been to that apartment complex on Sunday. Yes.
So what happened there? Did you make contact with any of the
We did
suspects
make
at the
contact with
time?
someone. We did question some individuals.
What came of that conversation?
One of those individuals is charged.
Did they admit to that?
I'm not going to get into the specifics of the case because that would hurt the criminal case, but it was all pieces of the puzzle.
And how do situations like these work with her texting her family members saying she was being hostage or asking them to send the police? And you go to this apartment, can you just go in? Is that probable cause? Like, how does that work?
So we have to look at the totality of circumstances. Each case is different, has a different set of facts. We have to look at what we've got. And there's different ways whether we need to obtain a search warrant, we can get consent, or as you kind of alluded to, if the facts are just egregious enough, then we could go in and make sure no one's in danger.
So of the 7 people, have most of them been compliant and talking to detectives who have been working on this case?
There again, that's something that will need to come out in court. That's part of the case.
Chief, how exactly did the public assist in identifying these suspects, and are you confident that these are all the suspects?
I am very confident that this is all the suspects. Just in giving us some of the information that they had seen, that they've been made aware of, giving that information to our detectives so they can follow up from there, which led us to the culmination of these individuals being in jail today.
Now, Chief, I know you said you can't tell us the motive right now, but I saw, is it true, can you confirm if there was like a video going around of a fight prior to the murder?
Well, I won't necessarily say there was a fight. There's videos of some of these heinous acts taking place. And that's something that led, was a pivotal piece of the investigation. So I just think.
Chief, how big of a role would you say those text messages and her contacting her family, how big of a role did that play?
Well, I think that was a very big role because that kind of got the police involved. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been involved prior to that time had that information not gotten out to someone so they could alert us. We could begin an investigation. The investigation initially began as a missing persons case. Our investigators spent all day out, most of that night, trying to locate her, following up on leads to see where she could be and things of that nature. And then, unfortunately, a few hours later, we received information of where her body was, went to that location, and did indeed find her body.
Chief, I just want to clarify something from earlier. Did the victims all knew, the suspects all knew each other? Did they also know the victim?
Yes. Everyone involved in the case, victim suspects, were all acquainted.
Can you say if the person that led you to Mahogany's body is one of the suspects?
They're not.
And do we know where Mahogany was shot? Was that an apartment complex?
There again, that's some of the facts that detectives have to be presenting in court.
How much longer do you think it'll take to kind of sort of wrap this case up before you get to court? Are there more things that you're gathering?
There's constantly always things that are ongoing in a case. There's a lot of other needs and things to follow up on. testing of evidence, getting things back from search warrants, things of that nature. So there's always, just because an arrest is made, there's still a lot of things that need to be done before we get to court to make sure that every stone is unturned, everything is checked into and evaluated.
Do you all think that these are the only people that were involved offsetting?
Yes.
How many other locations was she taken to other than the first apartment?
There were some others. There again, that's something that's kind of critical to the case, that only the people involved would know some of that information. So sharing that with the public could potentially hurt the criminal case in the future.
Can you say if she was killed at the location she was found or killed somewhere else?
I have that information.
Is there anything you want to say to the community? I know we've had for several weeks, days, have been talking about homicides happening. And in 48 hours, people came forward, which is not common in some of the cases that you all are dealing with. Is there anything that you want to say to those folks who came out and help with detectives' cases?
I would just like to drive home to our citizens that this is the outcomes that we can have when we all work together. We can get these people off the street very quickly to ensure the safety of everyone in Birmingham when we all work together and information is shared. So these men and women who work in the Birmingham Police Department work very hard. They haven't hardly been home working on this case and some of the other cases, but this is what can happen when we all work together and we share information. They won't stop as long as there's things to work on this. As long as the public shares that information, we'll continue to follow up on it.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, Katrina, you're up.
Okay, let me start by saying this. This is a dark and negative screen. So I ask Jesus to bless this screen. I plead the Psalm of 91 over this screen and over this chat. This hit home with me. I had a cousin that they moved from Alabama to Indiana. He was so handsome. He used to go out. He helped a lot of people. He went out that night to help somebody. Some kind of way, they tricked him. They had to sneak him because he could fight, and he was very handsome. He was built. We searched for him. We looked for him. Everybody was trying to find out where he was. He was missing for a week. They found him. They had ran him over with his own car. Saw his car on fire. They finally found him at the across the road from the airport in Indiana. You can look that story up. So what I'm saying is, I just pray that the family, I pray that their heart is lightening. I pray that her daughter find peace. I pray that everything around her, I pray that she's resting now, because she just didn't die. They tortured her. They degraded her. And then they powered her. That's the most horrendous thing. And looking at all of them, God, please forgive me for my word, look like they all rode the short bus. And all of them, they don't even need to be in jail. They don't even need to be eating. They need to be lined up the same way they did her. It's the same way they need to be treated. Because there was no reason why they did this. I don't know the reason why they did this, but there still shouldn't be no reason why they did the way they did her. If you was going to take her out, just go ahead and take her out. Why suffer her, degrade her, and put her through all this, and then you take her out? That's ridiculous, and that's sad. And I hope that the family find justice. I hope that every last one of them get the electric chair or the gas chamber, because nobody should be treating, you don't even treat a dog like that. In Alabama, if you pow or do anything to a dog, you get 10 years automatically, and that's a dog. So if a dog can get 10 years for somebody setting them on fire or pow-powing them, they should get more. They shouldn't even be eating. They shouldn't even be at rest. They should be standing out in the field and let somebody do exactly what they did to this young lady to them. This is ridiculous. This is horrible. And like I said, I just hope the family got peace. I pray over this screen, because I'm done.
Appreciate you. So I just want to play this real quick, and then I'm coming to whoever's next. 1 second.
The Birmingham Police Department would like to announce the arrest of 7 suspects in the murder investigation of Mahogany Jackson that occurred on Monday, February the 26th of 2024. The following have been formally charged. Giovanni Clapp, black female of Birmingham, Alabama, has been charged with felony murder, kidnapping first, sodomy first, assault second with injury. Blair Green, black male of Birmingham, Alabama, has been charged with felony murder, kidnapping first, sodomy first. Tasia Lewis, black female of Birmingham, Alabama, has been charged with felony murder, assault second with injury with a weapon. Francis Harris, black male of Birmingham, Alabama, has been charged with capital murder, sodomy first, capital murder, kidnapping first. Sanaya McCall, black female of Bessemer, Alabama, has been charged with felony murder, kidnapping first, sodomy first. Jeremiah McDowell, black male of Bessemer, Alabama, has been charged with capital murder, sodomy first, capital murder, kidnapping first. And Brandon Pope, black male of Birmingham, Alabama, has been charged with capital murder, kidnapping first, capital murder, sodomy first. The Birmingham Police Department would like to thank you for the outpouring of information that we have received during this investigation. This case highlights the strength and effectiveness of the partnership between the community and the Birmingham Police Department.
Julius, you're up.
Hold on, sorry. That is a sad story. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
My commentary is gonna be brief. I just want to say I echo what Katrina has said. And that it's just a sad time for her child because her child won't have her mom and stuff like that. And about the perpetrators, I do echo and agree with what Katrina said, and that's where I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, it's just, someone in the chat put just the trickle effect on all the families, like how sad this is. And I just can't imagine, like, wow, who could be this evil to do something on this level to an individual? And at no point no one thought, like, let me stop, let's not do this. I don't know. And then they took her to another location. In my opinion, it looked like you was coming off to say something.
Yeah, the 19-year-old mama tried to come out and say, please have sympathy on her daughter. I don't have no sympathy for her daughter.
I know that's right. I know that's right, in my opinion. Hold on, before I come to you, Wayne, I just want to introduce another video.
I did see you her mama's Facebook page where she put the funeral arrangements.
Okay.
In her, she will not fail. God will help her at break of day.
Lit candles, balloons, and lots of pink.
I seen all that pink in the air. I'm like, this for my girl. This for my girl right here. This for her.
Family and friends of 20-year-old Mahogany Jackson, among them her cousins Tatiana Maddox and Amber Rowe, gathering at the Serenity Apartments in Birmingham's Powderly neighborhood to honor and remember her.
When I pulled up, my heart did drop because it was so much love, like, for real, like, all your sides. She was little.
It was just 4 days ago on Sunday when Jackson texted loved ones telling them she was being held in an apartment here and to call for help. By the time police and family arrived, Jackson was gone. Her body was found on Monday on Laurel Avenue, less than 2 miles away. Investigators say she was kidnapped and taped being sexually assaulted before being shot.
I'm really numb because she literally left from with me. Like, it's really heartbreaking.
We love you. We love you. We love you.
The cries from Jackson's mother in this crowd, giving a sound to a broken heart. Just yesterday, police announced the arrest of 7 people, 3 women and 4 men. All are charged with murder, and all but 1 are charged with sodomy and kidnapping in Jackson's death. Even through her grief, Rose says she's thankful for Jackson's courage in what investigators believe were her final moments.
I feel better because we are getting justice. That we are. She helped us solve her own case.
Now holding on to memories of this young mother who they say was full of life, taken too soon. Maddox says they will lean on one another as they now learn to live without her.
That's our girl. That's the baby out the group. So it been hard on us, but we a family. Like we got each other no matter what. Like we're gonna get through this, of course, but we gonna miss our girl. We already missing our girl.
Right.
Like there was a piece of our puzzle.
We love you.
Wayne, you're up. Did I lose you, Wayne?
Okay, sorry, I was trying to get
No problem.
You know, Diva, this story was so horrific, and it seemed like it got more horrific the more you read it, and I almost had to leave because it was just so horrific. I couldn't imagine, you know, just the things that was happening. And the sad part is that this should have been a story that, you know, all information was there. She called somebody. I mean, this sounds like it happened like within hours. This is the kind of information, you know, to had all information, you know, police should have been there on time. You know, I'm just saying it's the information that would prevent a crime from like this happening, and that it didn't. And all this could take place. And the real sad part about it is that if these people don't get a sentence that would unalive them, okay, then they have to be treated humanely. I know the payment for the crime is your freedom. But this is so horrific. Okay. I hope if they're not given, and I'm not advocating for the penalty, you know, the death penalty. I'm just saying they need to get the strongest crime with the least benefits. I mean, to me, I don't see rehabilitation. I see 23 hours lockdown, 1 hour on the yard, basic meals. You don't get all the perks that the other, you know, because it just hurts me that somebody can do something this horrific and have a possibility that they can walk the street again. I don't see 20 years as a payment. I see lock them up, throw away the key, give them the bare minimum of what they should get. You know, but we have to treat them humanely and all that, you know, and that's the step, you know, and I don't want to be an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, but whatever their judgment is or sentence is, I hope they get the bare minimum that they should have. I don't see real rehabilitation. I didn't see anybody that was there involved. I don't see anything under life. And this is disturbing. I mean, and I don't really get that disturbed, but this is disturbing the way that article read.
Mm-hmm.
I just, it's chilling. I mean, to think that somebody can walk the street.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's chilling to think that if she knew these people, or even if she knew one of them, to think that you are associated with somebody that's so demented, that's so evil, and you didn't know. And most of us probably wouldn't think that somebody could be that evil. I feel sorry for her family, her daughter. I mean, this is one of those ones you don't forget. You hear this in the family. This is not going to die down in her family. This is going to be passed down, passed down, passed down. And with the internet, it's going to forever be there. And it's just sad. I'm done.
I thank you, Wayne. And what's sad is that there's videos that people were passing around. Horrific. I'm coming to you. Give me 1 second. I just want to play another video here. I think this is the one I want to play.
Mahogany Jackson. That ruling comes days after police arrested an 8th suspect. That was Friday. CBS 42's Courtney Chandler joins us live in downtown Birmingham after attending this morning's hearing. Courtney, no bond here.
Yes, sure. This is after the judge heard disturbing video from the Birmingham Police Department involving that case. And that's why 5 of the suspects that she saw before her today will receive no bond. Giovanni Clamp, Blair Green, Tasha Lewis, Sila McCall, and Ariana Robinson will remain behind bars without bond. Birmingham police have identified these 5 and 3 other suspects for the murder of 20-year-old Mahogany Jackson. Birmingham Police Detective Mark Green, who is the lead detective for the case, took the stand Monday, sharing evidence of what led to Jackson's death. According to Green, the suspects assaulted Jackson physically and sexually.
Sorry about that, guys.
Based on the evidence seen from videos presented in the investigation. Green says Jackson was at one point handcuffed, dragged by her hair, beaten, and spit on by suspects. Green told prosecutors that Jackson sent out a text to family saying she had been kidnapped and please help, but don't call. He says Jackson was later shot in the back of the head and left at a trash dump site on the 1700 block of Laurel Avenue in Southwest Birmingham. Jackson family did not speak to the media Monday, but Jefferson County DA Danny Carr tells me the family is shaken after hearing the details of Mahogany's death.
It's one thing to hear a lot of what we call chitter chatter out there, but to be in a formal setting and hear what happened to a loved one like that could be very disheartening, obviously.
Carr tells me next will be a preliminary hearing for the suspects
in district court to determine probable cause and to see if the cases should move forward to a grand jury proceeding.
Now, the 3 other suspects, Brandon Pope, Francis Harris, and Jeremiah McDowell, are charged with capital murder during a first-degree kidnapping and capital murder during first-degree sodomy. In downtown Birmingham, Courtney Chandler, CBS.
You're up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, I keep hearing this same thing, no bond. And you're damn right, it's no bond. Come on, Alabama. We're talking about robbing this lady, kidnapping her, stomping on her, punching her, spitting on her, stripping her and dragging her by her hair to the trunk. When I heard the sodomy and the essaying her and the pow-pow to the back of the head, forcing her to engage in acts with not only men but women too, hell no. Then you got this other man recording the whole thing and chanting, you better do it right too. This is irredeemable. When you mentioned that one of the attorneys for the separate defendants arguing, yes, my client S.A. Mahogany, but did not pull the trigger, the way that read, it was almost as if that should make it less egregious. That was disgusting to me. And I understand the video that you played. I think it was before Julius, where the black woman came on and she was reading down the charges for each of them. And yes, I understand sodomy and SA are both Class A felonies in Alabama. I get that. 10 to 99 years each. I get that. But I want to know why they did not include criminal conspiracy, because this sounds like a conspiracy to me. It's too many people involved. There are recordings, and you cannot tell me this wasn't planned. And these 7 fools didn't conspire to torture and humiliate and take the life of this black woman because they done transported this person. I mean, no. And for the woman who, in my opinion, says she went to the Facebook page and the mother said, please have mercy on my daughter. And I'm referring to the mother of the alleged life taker. What she needs to understand is that this ain't your daughter anymore. This can't be the daughter that you raised. This is a monster. And I'm not going for this nonsense. All 7 need to be treated with decency and humanity. Unlike Wayne, I am advocating for the needle or give them the voltage chair. Don't even waste tax dollars talking about no 3 basic meals. Ain't no bare minimum. Eliminate them. We need to keep our community safe and send a message that crimes like this against black mothers, and not only just black women, but just people in general. Now I'm talking about humanity. We need to send a strong message. This will not be tolerated. And it's nothing anyone could tell me which would result in me having any empathy for these life takers. It's irredeemable, unacceptable, and it's unforgivable.
I'm with you, E.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah. And you know, E, I usually back down, E, but I'm not backing down today. I'm with you on
I
this one.
third that statement.
I'm with
That
you.
10 years is a minimum, okay? It's 99 years for a sodomy here. It's the max.
Yeah.
Still
Beautiful.
put that conspiracy
Well, give them
and get
200
them out of
years.
here.
I don't care.
Yeah. Beautiful young lady. Gone. And now her daughter is going to be raised without her mom. They're going to have to hear about how horrific her mom left this world.
For
I just
everyone in the
can't
chat, this
believe.
is what I was talking about.
Yeah, I just can't believe that 8 people came together and thought this was okay. Sebastian, you're up.
This is atrocious. This is completely atrocious. And I have not seen anything. I don't think I've ever seen any story of something to this degree or manner at all in my life. And it's horrible the way they didn't even think of her as this girl was not even a human in their eyes, let alone an object. This girl was just like air. Maybe they did they tortured her extremely. And I hold the opinion. I know that Alabama has the DP, and I know recently they also passed a form of the DP where they use nitrogen gas, which is very torturous on the body when they're putting that 100% on you for you to go away. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to say it. I want them all to sit down for that gas. I want them all to suffer under gas for this crime. I really do. I want them all to, including the girl. I don't care about having sympathy for the girl, not the victim, the perpetrator, the girl that was part of the whole thing, saying that she didn't pull anything on her. We should have sympathy for her. No, she needs to go down too. All of them need to go down. They are useless to our society. We do not need to have our taxpaying dollars funding their little meals, funding their little. We don't need that. Their uniforms. We don't need none of that. We don't need none of that. We do not need none of that. We don't. They all need to be completely eliminated. all 8 of y'all took one life. Well, now because all 8 of y'all conspired together to take this whole one life, well, now all 8 of y'all better sit down and take that gas that they're gonna put you guys down in. Because I'm tired of this nonsense of people thinking they can get away with this. This was completely atrocious. I don't know. And I don't want to hear nothing about mental health. I don't want to hear that these people are mentally ill. I could care less if they were. And if they were, I do not think they would do something of this degree. I've never seen someone that is mentally ill have doing something of this degree. This is completely, oh, I, it's speechless. I'm sorry. This is too much. This is next level crime. I've never seen something like this. This is next level. Y'all done sodomized her. Y'all done essayed her. Y'all done beat her, stomped on her. What the hell?
And filmed it.
What and filmed it. And filmed it. That's the worst. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine. You know
Get
what?
rid of these people ASAP, Alabama police and law. And the people in Alabama need to take the streets.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to be very honest with you. I think, unfortunately, a lot more happened to Shanquilla. They just didn't tape it all.
Agreed.
I really do. I just can't imagine people being this sinister, but we're hearing about it over and over again, and it's just getting more. It's like it's just so sad.
A whole bunch of bums who are doing this. Now, girls has no parent now.
Right now on the 4th. The more information we learn about the disturbing kidnapping and murder of Mahogany Jackson, the harder it is and more awful it is to hear.
Some of those suspects accused in her killing making an appearance in court today. Bria Chapman joins us now live with the latest. And Bria, the details that you heard today in court are disturbing and heartbreaking.
Yeah, Morgan, that is right. This case is beyond disturbing, and it was an emotional day in court. Now, one of the saddest details I learned today is that Mahogany Jackson came to the first location thinking these people were her friends. Investigators say they then tortured her, and the things that were described are why Judge Keisha Davis says she denied all of these suspects a bond. Now, Birmingham Police Homicide Detective Mark Green says the first stop was the home of suspect Brandon Pope. Now, that's where Jackson was beaten outside while she was naked. Officers say some of the suspects beat her while others recorded the beatings. Now, Jackson was stomped and kicked, and then prosecutors say one of the suspects can be heard saying, "Put her in the trunk." And then she was dragged naked in the street. Now, Jackson was taken to a second location, and I want to warn you, this will be hard to hear. Prosecutors say Jackson was sexually assaulted at gunpoint. Officials say she was handcuffed, beaten, pistol whipped, and then spat on. Now, Jackson's family, including her mother, were present in court today, and as they read out the evidence, you could hear them getting very emotional. DA Danny Carr says, though, this will be a long road to get justice for Mahogany, and he also explains why only 5 out of the 8 suspects were present today for the Anais Law hearing.
The individuals that are charged with capital murder, obviously, the law, the statute and the rules of criminal procedure says that their bond can be set at a no bond automatically. The individuals that are charged with felony murder, the statute requires a hearing. The next step, obviously, is there'll be further investigation with Birmingham Police Department.
Yeah, another sad thing we learned today was that the suspects wanted the password to Mahogany Jackson's phone. Officials say they even told her if she gave it to them, they would let her go, only to kill her anyway. Now, live at 5, you'll hear what District Attorney Danny Carr says he told the family today. Morgan?
Tay, you're up.
Diva, when you read the story, I was crying for this right here because this is sickness, this is disgusting, and this is the evil thing you would ever do to a human being. Why? Because you got jealous? Because you probably dated one of those men? or she was successful. Which one is it? And you just took her life because her baby girl ain't gonna have no mama no more because you doing this nasty stuff, this evil, and I hope they're rotting in hell for this right here. And I'm with E and Wayne and Sebastian. I'm with the needle, the chamber, everything.
Thank you, Tay Tay. I appreciate you. It's unbelievably sad. I can't even imagine her having to suffer through this, and then at the very end, the way they took her out. If they didn't do enough to her, the way they took her out at the very end.
Acts I've seen in my career. It's absolutely disgusting.
Birmingham police arrest more than half a dozen people in a young mother's deadly kidnapping. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And I'm Sherry Falk. Mahogany Jackson's body was found earlier this week in the Powderly neighborhood. BPD says that 7 people have been charged with her murder.
WVTM 13's Gladys Bautista has the latest.
The facts of this case are deplorable and sickening. Saddest of all, they were made public by the suspect's decision to videotape portions of this horrific act.
Strong words from Birmingham Police Chief Scott Thurman Wednesday as he announced the arrest of these 7 people in the death of 20-year-old Mahogany Jackson.
All of these individuals were acquaintances, that they were not strangers to one another.
And disturbing new details of what took place before Jackson was killed.
We have determined that Mahogany was a victim of sexual assault with murder and kidnapping.
The ordeal beginning on Sunday when Thurman says Jackson sent the family member a text message saying she had been kidnapped.
You know, our investigators spent all day out, most of that night, trying to locate her, following up on leads to see where she could be and things of that nature. And then, unfortunately, a few hours later, we received information of where her body was.
Early Monday morning on Laurel Avenue in the Powderly neighborhood is where the missing persons case became a murder investigation after Jackson was found shot. But Thurman credits Birmingham residents with what happened next.
With assistance from the community, detectives were not only able to locate Mahogany Jackson's body, but detectives took 7 suspects responsible for Mahogany's murder into custody within 48 hours of this investigation.
Now, Giovanni Clapp, Blair Green, Francis Harris, Tasia Lewis, Sanaya McCall, Jeremiah McDowell, and Brandon Pope all sit behind bars. All are charged with murder, and 6 of the 7 also face charges for sodomy and kidnapping.
There's videos of some of these heinous acts taking place, and that's something that was a pivotal piece of the investigation.
The tragic end of a horrific ordeal for the young mother and her family, who police say organized a search party before officers found her body. Thurman now hoping these arrests send a message.
This is the outcomes that we can have when we all work together. We can get these people off the street very quickly to ensure the safety of everyone in Birmingham when we all work together and information is shared.
Gladys Bautista, WVTM 13.
And police say all of the suspects are being held without bond at the Jefferson County Jail.
Diva, may I say something, Diva?
Yes.
Sorry about that, what I said, Diva.
What happened? I missed. What do you apologize? Oh, we'll let it go. We'll talk backstage. But
yeah.
All right.
I just want to say hats off to the mama to see those people in court, and then she didn't try to attack them. Man, that couldn't have been me. My hat goes off to that mom. My hat goes off to that mom, because if I seen these animals did this to my kids, man, they probably had to tase me or shoot me in the courtroom. Pop out me in the courtroom. I just give my hats off to her. She's a good one.
Yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say this parallels the story of Charles Manson and the Sharon Tate murder. You know, the same thing, no mercy, and it was several of them.
Ooh.
And I wonder if there's a figurehead behind these goons. You know what I mean? Charles Manson didn't lift his hand to do anything. He had all the other people do almost the same things, with No Mercy to Sharon Tate, all of it. That was back in the 60s.
Mm.
So I'm just wondering if there's some leader or some cult or something, not that it matters, but I'm just wondering somebody else behind, because it just kind of parallels that situation back in the 60s with Sharon Tate.
Yeah, I won't be surprised at this point. They all maybe really start talking, because they tried to deny at first, right? Until the big dummies, like the tape was shown or whatever. It's just sad. I think I have the one with the 911 call, but it's just sad. I'm gonna play this last one because this is just so sad, and then we'll move forward. So hold on, let me play this one. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
In custody in connection with the death of Mahogany Jackson. Police say that they have obtained arrest warrants of felony murder and kidnapping for Ariana Robinson. She is one of a slew of people facing charges. Earlier this week, police announced the arrest of 7 other people in connection to Jackson's death. Every one of those 7 individuals, men and women, 4 men, 3 women, they're charged with murder. All but one are charged with sodomy and kidnapping. Mahogany Jackson's body was found shot earlier this week in the Powderly neighborhood. And since Jackson's death, many questions of safety is swirling throughout the community. WVTM 13's Aaron Llewellyn is live and local for us tonight in Birmingham. Aaron, you learned today more on what people can do if they need help, if their lives are at risk.
Yeah, Brittany, Birmingham police say that they are thankful for the community's help in getting Mahogany Jackson's killers off the street, but they want to make sure, safety experts want to make sure that even though she did everything that she could to save her own life, they want to make sure that people know what they can do if they fear for their own lives and making sure that they can save someone else's.
This is a case that shocks the conscious. This is not your normal case, and I'm going to go out on a limb in any state.
Mahogany Jackson's death leaving a community shocked nearly a week later.
Mahogany's death is indicative of many other homicides that we've suffered in our city. People that know one another are choosing violence against their fellow brother and sister.
Birmingham police believe Jackson was killed by people who were acquaintances to her, but detectives working the case are grateful for the community who stepped up with information, leading them to justice.
The community stepped up immediately. You have a 20-year-old that died a horrific death, and the Birmingham Police Department was able to arrest 8 people responsible for her murder.
Police say after Jackson was kidnapped, she did what she could to try to save herself, and safety experts want to make sure everyone is aware of safety features if their own lives are at risk. Even texting 911.
If you contact 911 directly, that circumvents any delay that is in the system. And 911 also has the capability of sending you a hyperlink where you can basically share your exact location within just a few feet.
Leah Missildine with the Alabama 911 board says the best thing anyone can do is be familiar with how their phone operates. Simple everyday notifications could put your safety at risk by using your location.
Be really familiar with how that is set up within your device so that you know who all it notifies.
Now, 911 operators via text are available across the state. And Ms. Ladonna also says that when you are talking to a 911 operator, please be honest and as transparent as possible about your safety concerns and avoid using phrases and code words like, I want to order a pizza, to make sure that they can get you help as quickly as possible. For now, we're live in Birmingham. Aaron Llewellyn, WVTM 13.
So I wanted to show that one because I did not know until we talked about this the other day that there are states, and New Jersey is one of the states, because I told my son there are states where you can actually text 911. Now, I have to get more familiar with my phone. I am not familiar with my phone at all. All the time I think it's on silence, and then I still get some pings here or there because thank God, I guess in some way, shape, or form, they didn't realize or know she had her phone still. because she said don't call because she didn't want her phone to ring. And so she was able to send out these text messages. And although it didn't save her, which is so incredibly sad, right? If it doesn't work, if you are in the trunk of a car and sometimes in a moving vehicle, especially if you're in a rural area, yeah. So, but thank God somehow she was able to send those messages out. So check to see if your state allows you to text 911. And go ahead. Who wants to say something? Who was trying to say something?
Me.
Yes.
I appreciate you showing that. However, I think people should go down to their representatives in their state, because when he said it is discouraged from you to use code words such as I want to order a pizza and to be as transparent as possible, you're talking about someone who was abducted and there are 7 people who she's at the mercy of. I don't have time to be transparent. She just said, don't call me, send help. So we do need to come up with a code system, because if I got 7 people in front of me, I can't tell you, come right now. I got to be discreet.
Exactly. And I know on social media, there's this symbol that you can do with your hand. Like if you're in a video or something, like if you're suffering from DV, you can make like this symbol, and we all know like this person needs help or something like that. We need to have code words. From the beginning of time, code words were very important in our society, and they need to come back again. Like hospitals have code words when certain things are happening. We have codes. Like we need to have a national code system for the police, for the ambulance, and etc.
There is, I gotta look it up. We may have to do a separate show on this, because there was a little girl at one time, I believe, that did some code and people knew that she needed help, right? So I don't want to misstep and you say the wrong thing. But we're gonna have to do something separate on that. So Paula said I have an SOS on my phone which goes straight to my husband and kids' phone with the location, and we all have Life 360 on our phones. Thank you, Paula. I gotta look into that. So everybody's saying Life 360 is very helpful and free. So what do you press one button and then everybody gets this message? Okay, I gotta look into it more. So y'all look into that. This SOS. How say that? Go ahead. Talk to us. In my opinion, yes.
Okay, so the states are Alabama, Arizona, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Indiana, Ohio, Iowa, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, North Carolina, North Dakota, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Vermont, Washington, and the rest of the states are already in process of having it done and should be done before the end of March, which are Louisiana, Oregon, Alaska, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Arkansas, Mississippi, South Carolina, Colorado, Missouri, Tennessee, Florida, Montana, Texas, Georgia, Nebraska, Utah, Idaho, Nevada, Virginia, Illinois, New York, West Virginia, Kansas, Ohio, Wisconsin, Kentucky, Oklahoma, and Wyoming.
I'm gonna see if I can get a police officer to come up and talk to us on how to, help protect ourselves in these situations, because they're coming up too often. Too often. So I'm going to see if I could get a couple of police officers to come and talk with us and just tell us things we can do if we find ourselves in unfortunate situations. I wouldn't even known how to try to use my phone. And I'm not a texter. I can't text to save my darn life. But I'm going to have to get this SOS and this Life 360 and something.
You need to take a technology class, Diva, so you can be a good not just a texter, just someone who knows their phone very well, so you can get up to date with these new systems that are made to protect us. A lot of people need to
I agree with you, Sebastian. I am.
And you need to get an iPhone, Diva, so you can send your son your location.
Right. That's the easiest thing to do on the iPhone. It's just that like one little tap. Share my location with this person.
Don't do that, Diva.
Android for life. Okay, Android for life. My son does have an iPhone. I'm gonna get my life together because we have to teach each other and protect each other. So I'm really gonna look into if I could get a couple of law enforcement individuals to come talk to us about safety. And maybe the day we talk about safety, we have somebody from the law enforcement, and we also have somebody tell us how do we protect ourselves in our homes, and maybe we have to do fire safety and all of that all at one shot. So I'm gonna do a protection show because this is so important. Anybody else before? Come on now, Savannah.
Yeah, and sadly, Sebastian may be right because I don't know if y'all remember the story of Camilla Cupcake, but her people are trying to get theirs pushed back because of mental illness. So we still waiting on them, and this happened in 2019. So Alabama moves very slow.
What happened with that story, in my opinion?
She was a 3-year-old. She was taken from the projects and taken to Centerpoint and abused and left in a dumpster by her husband.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Wow. Whew. All right. So we have some things to learn.
Oh, wait, we just learned something.
Yes.
That lady just said Life 360 allows you to share your location from iPhone to Android. So you don't need to get an iPhone, Diva. Did you see that comment?
Well, amen to whoever gave the update.
Yeah,
okay,
and is another one, but I sent you the email, Diva.
Okay, I'm gonna do Life 360 with my son. This is sad. And it's so scary, right? We gotta let our kids out in the world. And here it is, just you have your child is a parent now, and these individuals that she was familiar with, these, unfortunately, they say a lot of times you are harmed by somebody you know. It's the enemy within, it's the enemy around you. They all said it was associated. Now, they don't want to give a lot to the case because I heard this has something to do, but that doesn't mean I'm right. I heard it's something to do, maybe gang related or something like that.
Well, word on the street is it had something to do with the girl, one of the girls' baby daddy. And that's the reason why they wanted the password to her phone, was to see if she actually sent the message.
Thank you, Paul. I see all y'all giving the tips. Yes, I have an Android and all my kids have iPhones. The Life 360 will be best for you, Diva. I appreciate y'all. We got to take care of each other. We got to give each other safety.
The Life 360 would be good for you, Diva, because you don't have an iPhone. So you got to connect to people who you can track people with any type of phone. But if it's just an iPhone, you could just share, just hit one button. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to get this Life 360.
And I'll reach out to Mr. Carr tomorrow to see if he can come on.
Okay. All right.
That's even sadder. If it's about a baby daddy, why she ain't go after the man? You went after the woman. That's even more ridiculous. You pow somebody over your baby daddy. Why he ain't get the pow? Instead of you going after her, you should have went after him.
Wait, hold on. No, why don't we learn how to resolve issues without going to this level?
Yeah, I'm saying that. I mean that too. But I'm just saying, you going after the man. I mean the woman, but you ain't did. What did you do to the man? It's
Either
ridiculous.
way, I don't want
Either way, it's both. Yeah, you're right, Diva. Either way is wrong. Either way, yeah.
Hold on. I just want to back up and say this. For 8, regardless of the backstory, for 8 individuals to come together and do this to someone is extremely sad. I want us to learn how to protect each other. we're gonna take this to a different level here, where we're gonna learn how to protect each other and just have some discernment. I think sometimes we lose touch with ourselves to the point where we don't trust our own instinct. If you feel something's not right, don't go. Don't do it. It's so sad what happened to her. And what's even sadder is they tortured her, they sodomized her, they made her do things, and then in the end, they still took her life. So,
Eva, may I ask?
wait, give me 1 second, please, Tay. So what I want to do also here is I'm going to erase the Russell Simmons story and Usher, and do that another time. I will update my thumbnail on this. I'm going to leave this story with just Mahogany Jackson. And I'll do, if I didn't X out of my feel good story, I will do that story. I'm going to leave this with Mahogany Jackson because
Hey, I'm going to send you something real quick that you might want to play.
Okay, send it to me. Tell me, I should see it when it pop up. I want to leave this with Mahogany Jackson because the level of seriousness of this particular story, and for the detective to say that he thinks out of every state, this is probably the worst thing that they ever saw. The videos they said were horrific. Horrific.
It was
everything that we're seeing, everything that we're reading, they leveled it down to the best that they could, because that's how horrific and how much it was breaking the hearts of everyone that has to see it. You know, a lot of times we hear bad stories about law enforcement and people, you know, that do those particular jobs, but there are a lot of good people that are in law enforcement, and they have to see some horrible things that at night they have to find some way to get these images out of their mind, because they start to feel for these families. Imagine you heard about this, y'all try to go find this girl, and then only to go find her, and they was extra cruel because they left her body. I think they call that dead man's road, or whatever they call that area something to do with death. It's like they just, the whole situation was just so sinister, and not a care in the world. And then they put her there, and I want to say she was underneath the mattress. It's just sad. You're dragging this girl by the hair. I mean, at no point during this thing did someone say, okay, like, enough, give mercy on this girl. I think it came through, in my opinion. Let me look. Oh, that story. I don't want to mix. It's
not a mixture. She talking about this, and
okay, I got you. Okay. Is it? It looked like the same video I just showed, though. In my opinion, you want me to read it? Yeah, because that one video, yeah, I can't even read anything else. My head is pounding. I appreciate you. It's a lot, guys. Yes, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Let me bring it down a little bit.
A lot of mamas, they got together and they wanted to tell everybody to stop the violence. Like, if y'all just can't be around people, then get away from them. But we don't have to hurt each other. It's sad that we building up a thing where we hurting each other, and we shouldn't be doing that. We should either love on somebody or leave them alone.
Or leave them. Come on, in my opinion, either love them or leave them alone. Let me share this feel good story, and then we'll be out.
And for Steve Hartman with a question: are dogs really man's best friend? Time for Steve.
Listen, guys, if you didn't hit the like button coming in, hit the like button going out. Stay safe. hug and love on your friends. This was a lot. We got through it though. And I'm praying for Mahogany Jackson's family. I know she's resting in peace. Praying for her daughter that's not going to get the opportunity to grow up with her mother. And I also, I pray that those 8 individuals never see the day of light again. I want to thank you for being here. If you didn't hit the like button coming in, hit the like button going out. And I'll see you next time. Good night and goodbye, everyone.
Hit the like button, y'all.